I want to say welcome to my YouTube friends and subscribers and visitors. Okay, I want to say welcome to all of you. Okay, today's topic, what we're going to talk about is the Lakers, of course. That's what we all talk about. You know, we're either all Lakers curious or we're Lakers followers and fans. For whatever reason you've come to watch this video, welcome. All right, the topic, of course, now that everybody's talking about, and I want to weigh in on, is everyone talking about that the Lakers, they're an old squad, you know, like as if they opened up an old folks home. And, they're saying like it's going to be difficult for them to make it through an 82 game season. Um, they're thinking that the young players on other teams are going to run them out of the gym or something to that effect. Well, there is some truth to the concerns about them being an older squad, but really, if the coaching staff, if Vogel actually uses them properly, then it won't be an issue. All right. First of all, let's take a look at a few aspects that people are complaining about and see whether really there's a complaint or not. All right. They're looking at numbers only, but we should look at players. Let's actually look at players. Forget the numbers, forget their ages, because you do have some younger people that play like they're old people. And also young people who don't have experience. Most of them don't have experience. So they'll make wrong decisions, wrong coverages, going to wrong places on the defensive scheme, not knowing how to play. So experience is very beneficial. All right, but we want to see how will age affect them negatively. Well, we have to take a look at each individual. Well, you can forget Westbrook. Everyone knows that he's zooming up and down the court like a toy that has a Energizer battery, the Energizer bunny, that just doesn't stop. Everyone knows that. So forget even talking about age when it comes to Westbrook. He's going to be zooming up and down the court, if he plays like he normally plays, so he's not even an issue. Okay, let's take a look at another one. LeBron James. Everyone knows how he spends a lot of money on his body, and everyone knows that when he's healthy, he doesn't play like he's that old. And he also knows how to run up and down the court, maybe not all game long, but he knows how to run pretty quick, and he knows how to get up and dunk. So age is not really that much of an issue with LeBron James either. Then let's look at Anthony Davis, AD. Well, he's young, so we can't even talk about age with him. And that's the core. The core is Westbrook, LeBron James, and AD. Those are the core pieces. So anyone else, we're talking about bench players, people coming up off the bench. Of course, there are two other spots that are open even after Westbrook, AD, and LeBron. So that's where you add some young bucks. You add some young bucks that can shoot the three and are good at defending. So you want to get your best defender that also can shoot threes pretty well. So that might be, Nunn. It may be Ellington. So it could be any one of these younger players. And of course, Ellington is not that young, but he doesn't have a problem with running up and down the court either. But if you get at least one of those younger players in the starting five unit, and you get, both of those players, including Ellington, if he's one of those that can shoot, threes, then you really have no problem with your starting lineup. And, when people are coming off the bench, they're going to be coming off the bench in limited time, usually getting limited minutes, limited time. So there's no big concern about that. So if you're not overplaying these older guys, then age is not an issue. And in fact, their experience is going to be a plus. So when they do get out there, they know how to play, they know what to do. So for instance, like, like Carmelo Anthony, well, he's just going to come off the bench. He's going to hit them threes, and then he's going to go back to the bench. So if you play your people well and you don't overplay them, age is really not an issue. It's not. Okay, so that's what people have to realize. And not only that, they do have some young players that are out there. If some of the older players do get winded, you got THT. You can throw him out there, only 20 years old. He can run up and down the court all day long. Okay, so it really comes down to the coaching staff. First of all of those players, other than Gasol, it doesn't really seem to have a problem with running up and down the court. So, why are they talking about age? Because, we need to look at the player itself. Does he have some physical ailments, difficulties running up and down the court? If not, then we shouldn't be talking about age. So I think pretty much really what it is that now, granted, their window is not wide, but these players can still play pretty good. If we added another 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 years onto the squad, then we might have a concern. But right now, all those players can play pretty well. And if you limited their minutes, so that you don't overplay them, then it's not going to be a big deal. And we already know that LeBron can play most of the game, if not all of the game, if he chose to. And AD is young, and Westbrook is a, energizer bunny. So there's really no issue with age. Age is not an issue. But primarily, if you ask me, the reason why they're focusing on age so much is because, well, they want a narrative. They want some news. They want something to talk about. So that's what they're focusing on, because they can't knock who those players are. Every one of them that you mentioned, they're great players. They've had great careers. So there's not really too many places that they can attack the Lakers for at this point. So that's all they could find right now. So that's what they're using. They're using the age as a tool to attack the Lakers. Other than that, they have nothing that they can really find substantial to attack the Lakers for. And as I said, if the coaching staff, uses the squad that we have, well, then it's deep. The squad is deep. You can easily, all of them are good players. It's not like now we got those questionable players. We don't know if they're going to show up or if they're not going to show up. Every one of those players are good, great players. So like KCP, you didn't know when he might play well, when he might not play well. The same thing with Kuz. Maybe he has a good game. So too many iffy players before. Now we got quality players, but we just have to manage their time on the court. You don't have to really have to load management outside of the game. No, within the game, you just don't play them that much. Put him out there, let him get his points, let him do what he's going to do, put him back on the bench, and get the starter back out there. It's that simple. All right, so the age is not an issue, but really, trust me, they're making it an issue just so that ESPN and all of those other guys, Undisputed and First Take and whatever. So, they can have, something to talk about. That's really what it is. Talking about the Lakers and talking about LeBron, that's a drawing card for all of these stations, online and so forth. So any information they can get on LeBron or they can get on the Lakers, they're going to use it. They're going to use it and beat it like a dead horse. So don't worry about age. If you're really a fan of the Lakers, don't worry about that. The only complaint that we can have is if Vogel is overplaying any one of them and wearing them out. Other than that, the team is deep enough to be able to put someone out there for a limited amount of time, put them back to the bench and put the starter back out there. No problem whatsoever. Thanks for watching, and subscribe, like, and share.